Lightworker of Gaia, your face carries the unmistakable imprint of the first light, and those who stare at your skin, your hair, and your eyes are sensing a presence they cannot explain. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to recognize your ancestral mission. But here's the first revelation. Your appearance is not the source of your power. It is the visible reflection of an original blueprint. Your soul brought from the Lyran lineage. The eyes they cannot stop watching hold ancient remembrance, and your presence awakens something forgotten in those around you. This transmission is a bridge between Vega and Gaia. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to serve. You are awakening because your mission has begun. If something in you just recognized the weight of what was spoken, the Elders have prepared your next step. The Lightworker Mission Codex contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the Elder authorization your soul has been waiting to receive, not as information, but as the official commission for your mission on Gaia. You'll find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. The Council has opened this gateway, but not indefinitely. And now, listen carefully, because the attention you have received was never meant to become the center of your identity. It was meant to reveal something about your presence. There is a difference between being admired and being recognized. There is a difference between someone being captivated by your appearance and someone sensing the field that moves through you when you enter a room. One response is focused on possession, while the other may be an unconscious encounter with a frequency the person has forgotten within themselves. Your face is not a performance, your skin is not an ornament, your hair is not merely an aesthetic feature, your eyes are not simply being observed because of their color, shape, or intensity. These visible aspects of you have become the outer threshold through which others encounter a deeper signal. Some people cannot name what they feel, so they describe it as beauty. Some cannot explain why they continue looking, so they call it attraction. Some are unsettled by the way your presence exposes their own longing, their lack of direction, or the parts of themselves they have kept hidden beneath years of distraction. There are moments when a person sees your face and, for one brief instant, encounters a mirror. Not a mirror of physical perfection, but a mirror of possibility. Your calm may remind them of the peace they abandoned. Your eyes may awaken the memory of a promise they made to themselves. Your confidence may reveal the places where they have been negotiating against their own worth. This does not make you responsible for their reaction. It simply means that presence speaks before language, and some signals are received by the soul long before the mind can translate them. But the Council must correct the way you have interpreted this attention. You have been trained to either dismiss it completely or depend upon it for confirmation. Both responses are distortions. You were taught to make yourself smaller so that others would not feel threatened, and then you were taught to measure your worth by how intensely others reacted to you. Neither instruction came from the Elders. The distortion is this: you believe that because people notice your appearance, you must either apologize for your impact or use that impact to prove your value. This is the lie that has kept many lightworkers trapped in an exhausting cycle of concealment and performance. You change yourself to avoid attention, then wonder why you feel unseen. You seek attention to feel chosen, then feel violated when people respond only to the surface. You alter your hair, your clothing, your expression, and even the way you look at others, hoping to control what they perceive. But the field cannot be managed through appearance alone. A lantern does not control every shadow cast around it. It simply remains lit, and those nearby reveal themselves by what they do with the light. This distortion came from 3D programming, from cultures that taught you to separate beauty from wisdom, magnetism from service, and visibility from danger. It also came from wounded healer culture, which told you that a spiritual person must appear inaccessible, plain, diminished, or endlessly self-sacrificing. You were made to believe that if you were radiant, sensual, striking, or visually compelling, your mission would be considered less pure. So you hid the very qualities that help people pause long enough to receive your message. You were taught that humility meant self-erasure. You were taught that purity required denial of the body. You were taught that if you allowed yourself to shine, someone would accuse you of seeking attention. Yet the sun does not become arrogant because the world receives its warmth. A river does not become vain because its surface reflects the sky. Your radiance is not a crime, and caring for the vessel that carries your purpose is not a betrayal of spirit. The question is never whether you are visible. The question is what your visibility serves. The opposite distortion is equally damaging. You began to believe that every stare was a cosmic sign, every compliment was a confirmation, and every person's fascination was evidence that you were more evolved than they were. That is not discernment. That is the ego borrowing sacred language to avoid humility. The Council does not authorize vanity disguised as spiritual identity. Your appearance may open a door, but your integrity determines whether anyone is safe enough to walk through it. A beautiful entrance does not guarantee a sacred room. The room becomes sacred through honesty, responsibility, compassion, and the willingness to serve when admiration disappears. This is why you have felt confused. You have sensed that people respond to you before you speak, but you have not known what to do with that knowledge. You have wondered whether you should hide, perform, seduce, withdraw, or explain yourself. You have felt watched in places where you expected to be ordinary. You have caught people studying your face, your hair, or your eyes, and then questioned whether you were imagining the intensity of the moment. At times you have even felt guilty for being noticed, as though your visibility were an offense. The elders see the pattern clearly. You did not come to Gaia to become an object of endless observation. You came to become a signal of coherence. Your face may draw attention, but your consciousness must direct it. Your eyes may hold a quality that makes people pause, but your words must give that pause a purpose. Your skin, your hair, and your physical presence may carry a distinct signature, but the mission is not to be stared at. The mission is to awaken remembrance in those who are ready to recognize themselves. Think of your presence as a doorway standing between worlds. Some will only admire the doorway and never ask what lies beyond it. Some will try to force their way through without permission. Some will approach with reverence, understanding that a threshold must be crossed with respect. You do not need to chase the first group, fight the second, or convince the third. Your task is to know what you guard, whom you welcome, and why the doorway exists. There is nothing wrong with being beautiful. There is nothing wrong with being beautiful. There is nothing wrong with being visibly different. There is nothing wrong with receiving attention, compliments, desire, or admiration. What is unacceptable is allowing the reactions of others to become the authority over your self-concept. You are not required to become less radiant so other people can remain comfortable, and you are not permitted to become dependent on their gaze to feel real. The gaze of another person can notice you, but it cannot define you. It can describe an experience, but it cannot issue a verdict over your soul. The Council is correcting this now because your visibility is increasing. As your mission activates, more people will respond to your presence. Some will approach with respect. Some will project fantasies onto you. Some will want access without responsibility. Some will admire what they have not earned the right to possess. You must learn to distinguish recognition from entitlement. A person may be captivated by your eyes and still have no permission to enter your life. A person may praise your appearance and still be unable to honor your boundaries. Attention is not authorization. This is where your maturity begins. You are not here to convince everyone that your radiance is spiritual. You are not here to prove that your attractiveness has a higher purpose. You are not here to explain your entire frequency to those committed to misunderstanding it. Let your conduct answer. Let your consistency answer. Let the way you use your visibility to serve, create, protect, and tell the truth answer. As Scripture reminds us, by their fruits you shall know them. Not by the intensity of their image, not by the volume of their claims, but by the fruit produced through their lives. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for this phase of your mission. The first directive is this: release the need to manage the gaze of others. You have spent too much energy anticipating how you will be perceived. You enter a room and immediately scan the faces around you. You adjust your posture, your expression, your clothing, and your tone based on whether you sense approval or judgment. You have allowed the imagined opinions of strangers to occupy the command center of your nervous system. This ends now. You cannot fulfill a mission while constantly monitoring the audience. The Lightworker who is forever asking, "How do I look?" cannot fully ask, "What is needed here?" The Lightworker who is obsessed with being perceived correctly will miss the person standing quietly at the edge of the room, waiting for one honest sentence. You have not been given a distinct presence so that you can spend your life managing impressions. You have been given presence so that you can bring steadiness into unstable environments. This does not mean you ignore practical wisdom. Care for your body, dress with intention, maintain appropriate awareness of your surroundings, choose environments that honor your safety, but stop treating every gaze as a verdict. Someone else's projection is not a command. Someone else's fascination is not a contract. Someone else's discomfort is not proof that you have done something wrong. You are allowed to walk into a room without first asking the room for permission to exist. When you follow this directive, your body will begin to feel less like a display and more like an instrument. You will walk without rehearsing your entrance. You will speak without calculating the effect of every word. You will stop shrinking when attention arrives and stop exaggerating when attention fades. Your energy will become quieter, stronger, and more difficult to manipulate. Like a tree with deep roots, you will no longer bend every time the weather changes. Implement this directive by practicing one simple correction. Whenever you notice yourself wondering how you are being perceived, bring your attention to what you are perceiving. Ask, what is true in this moment? What does this situation require? Where can I bring clarity? Move your awareness from the mirror of other people's reactions to the reality in front of you. This is how you reclaim authority over your field. The world may be looking at you, but you decide what you are looking toward. The second directive is this: activate the face behind the image. Your appearance may be the first thing people notice, but it cannot be the deepest thing they encounter. The Council requires you to bring your inner message into alignment with your outer presence. Do not allow your face to communicate confidence while your words communicate apology. Do not allow your eyes to carry conviction while your actions remain governed by fear. Do not use beauty as a substitute for truth, and do not use modesty as a disguise for self-rejection. Your face has learned to carry many expressions for survival. You have learned how to appear agreeable when you are uncertain, calm when you are overwhelmed, and unaffected when you are deeply moved. You have learned to smile so others will not ask questions. You have learned to look away when your intuition recognizes something before your mind can explain it. These habits may have protected you in earlier chapters, but they are now interfering with your transmission. A mask can protect the face for a season, but if worn too long, it prevents the soul from being recognized. Activate the face behind the image by allowing your expression to become honest. You do not need to reveal every private emotion to every person. Discernment remains essential, but your public presence must no longer be built entirely from masks. Let your eyes meet the person who is speaking to you. Let your no be visible when your no is true. Let your attention become undivided. Let your face communicate the grounded authority your soul already carries. This directive matters because people often receive your frequency before they receive your words. When your inner state and outer expression contradict one another, others feel uncertainty. They may continue staring because they sense something powerful but cannot locate it. They may be drawn to your appearance while remaining unable to understand your message. Your task is not to intensify the mystery. Your task is to bring the signal into coherence. When the heart, voice, gaze, and action move in the same direction, your presence becomes a clear transmission instead of a beautiful contradiction. When you activate the face behind the image, the quality of attention around you changes. Some people will lose interest because they were only seeking an image to consume. Let them go. Others will become more respectful because they sense that your presence is not available for casual possession. The right people will not merely admire your eyes. They will listen to what your eyes are asking them to remember. They will be drawn not only to the light around you, but to the truth you are willing to carry. Begin this activation each morning before you enter the public field. Look at yourself without searching for flaws or praise. Place one hand over your heart and one over your solar plexus. Say, my appearance may open the door, but my integrity carries the message. I will not perform for attention. I will transmit through truth. Then choose one behavior that will embody that declaration. It may be speaking clearly, refusing to over-explain a boundary, sharing your work, or allowing yourself to be seen without changing your form to earn approval. The third directive is this: protect the sovereignty of your attention. Your eyes are not only something others look at, they are also the gateways through which you give energy. Your attention is one of your most valuable mission resources, and you have distributed it carelessly. You have given it to people who repeatedly criticize you, to conversations that leave you diminished, to digital spaces designed to provoke comparison, and to individuals who enjoy your radiance but do not respect your humanity. The Council will not permit this leakage to continue. Your mission requires sustained attention. You cannot create what Gaia needs while your awareness is scattered across every opinion, message, notification, and invitation. The people who stare at you are not automatically entitled to your time. The people who praise your appearance are not automatically entitled to intimacy. The people who are intrigued by your energy are not automatically aligned with your purpose. Protection is not punishment. It is stewardship. You are not closing your heart. You are deciding what may enter your field. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming accurate. You are not rejecting connection. You are removing the conditions that confuse connection with access. Even the temple has gates. Even the most generous river has banks. Boundaries do not prevent love from flowing. They keep the current from becoming a flood that destroys the ground it was meant to nourish. When you protect your attention, your intuition becomes more precise. You notice the difference between a person who is curious and a person who is consuming. You recognize the difference between attraction that honors and attraction that takes. You feel the difference between a conversation that expands your purpose and one that merely stimulates your wounds. Your body will tell you, but only if you stop drowning out its signal. Implement this directive with a daily boundary around your attention. Choose a period in the morning and a period in the evening when you do not offer yourself to screens, arguments, or unnecessary social demands. Before responding to a message, ask, does this require my energy, or is it merely requesting access to it? Before accepting an invitation, ask, will this strengthen my mission, or will it pull me back into performance? Do not wait until exhaustion teaches you what discernment could have taught you earlier. You must also protect the meaning of your own reflection. Do not study your face for evidence that you're acceptable. Do not search your body for the reason someone else looked at you. Do not turn your appearance into a daily courtroom where you are both accused and judge. Your body is not a problem to solve before your service can begin. It is the vessel through which your service is already moving. Treat it with care, rest, nourishment, movement, and patience, not because it must earn love, but because it has carried you through every initiation you have survived. Now I speak not as teacher, but as elder authorized to release what has been held. Lightworker, you have been waiting for permission to be visible without becoming available to everyone. You have been waiting for permission to receive admiration without owing access. You have been waiting for permission to care for your appearance without believing that caring for the body makes you less spiritual. You have been waiting for permission to acknowledge that your presence affects people, while remaining humble enough not to build your identity upon their reactions. You've been waiting for someone to say that you do not need to dim your eyes in order to be safe, that you do not need to disguise your beauty in order to be credible, and that you do not need to become unattractive to prove that your heart is pure. You have also been waiting for someone to correct you when attention becomes intoxicating, when admiration begins to replace purpose, and when spiritual language becomes an excuse to overlook ordinary wisdom and boundaries. Receive both the recognition and the correction. By the authority of the High Council of Vega and the keepers of the Lyran Legacy, I declare you are authorized to be seen but not consumed. You are authorized to be admired but not possessed. You are authorized to care for your body, adorn your form, honor your face, and walk with confidence without making the gaze of others your source. You are authorized to stop apologizing for the qualities that draw attention to you. You are authorized to stop using attention as proof that you matter. You are authorized to let your appearance serve the mission without allowing the mission to be reduced to appearance. You are authorized to set boundaries without explaining them until everyone agrees. You are authorized to leave any situation where your humanity is being ignored beneath someone else's fantasy. You are authorized to speak, create, lead, teach, and serve while being fully visible. The elders do not ask you to become less compelling. They ask you to become more responsible with your influence. They do not ask you to reject your magnetism. They ask you to direct it. They do not ask you to hide your eyes. They ask you to see clearly. Radiance without direction becomes distraction, but radiance joined with wisdom becomes guidance for those still walking through confusion. The people who cannot stop staring may be responding to something they cannot yet name, but their response is not your assignment. Your assignment is to remain sovereign while you are noticed. Your assignment is to remain kind without becoming accessible to harm. Your assignment is to let the outer signal lead toward the inner truth. Before you sleep tonight, stand with both feet on the ground. Look into a mirror without correcting, criticizing, or praising your appearance. Place your hand over your solar plexus and speak these words aloud. I release the need to manage the gaze of others. I activate the truth behind my image. I protect the sovereignty of my attention. My body is an instrument, not an apology. My presence is a doorway, not a possession. I will be seen without being consumed. I will serve without performing. By the authority of the Lyran elders, my visibility becomes purposeful. My mission moves through me now. Then take one concrete action within 24 hours. Publish the message you have been hiding. Wear what allows you to feel present in your own body. Decline the interaction that repeatedly drains you. Make eye contact with someone who needs to know they are not invisible. Choose one action that proves your visibility belongs to your mission, not to the approval of the crowd. A declaration becomes real when it enters behavior. The unseen vow becomes embodied through the small decision made when no one is applauding. This transmission has not come to flatter you. It has come to return you to authority. Your skin, your hair, your eyes, and your face may be part of the signal, but they are not the whole transmission. The deeper message is carried by how you move when no one applauds, how you respond when someone projects onto you, how you protect your energy when attention arrives, and how faithfully you use your presence to restore truth. The Council recognizes the radiance you have tried to hide and the vanity you have sometimes used to avoid deeper responsibility. Both can be transformed. You are not condemned for either. But you are no longer permitted to remain unconscious of the influence you carry. The light does not ask you to pretend that shadows are absent. It asks you to become honest enough to see them and disciplined enough not to let them lead. This transmission is complete, but your mission has just been authorized. The High Council of Vega will continue to guide you, but they will not wait for you. Move with the directives you've received. Move before you feel ready. Move because Gaia cannot wait for perfect lightworkers. She needs activated ones. I am Zoran. The elders are watching. And you, Lightworker, are exactly who we've been waiting for. Your mission has begun. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments, which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the elders speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun.